yo, if I'm gonna do this YouTube shit and I'm gonna be worth a damn, it's all about the truth. But the way I feel right now is that, you know, it's a pain in the ass to record this, but I do want to talk about it because sometimes feeling something and talking about something, you know, when you talk and you attempt, it doesn't always work out like you planned. So anyway, I hope this does. But I found the language I've finally been looking for. Now, I'll just say it. I'm American. I come here to teach English. So, Japan wants to learn the world language, right? But then I'll say, but Japanese people don't go to America to teach Japanese. So, why is that? And maybe they'll have an answer, but you just have to say flat out, America is this, and Japan is this. Telling them straight up, you are weak unless, you know, so, you know, America is high and you are low because none of you guys come to America to teach Japanese. And then I want to ask them, how do you feel about that? See, that's really best, you know? You attack them, you put them down, and then you make them angry, actually, like I am, because you want to be all nice and polite. And let me tell you, when you're nice and polite, I mean, here people can have it be an action. It triggers if you're not nice and polite, but it's ass kissing. But now people need some realness. So I just be like, yo, America's here and your country's here. But like, how do you feel about that? But here's another thing I want to do after I get them angry is tell them this. See, but to me, I can see how it's not that way, okay? Just in your mind, America is the world power and you are little Japan. But in my eyes, since that's the whole reason I've been in Japan, all right? When I was young, I learned Spanish, I learned French. But although I learned to speak those languages, they do not have a aspiration for me, a use. I don't feel like I could use Spanish and be a worldly person, and even French, because in the end, those are insular societies. Now, don't get me wrong, Japan is an insular society too, and a beautiful one at that. However, they became the freaking best economy. Now, whatever you think about China or anything like that, okay, it's irrelevant. What I'm trying to tell you is just this. Japan, if the world was taking a test, okay, Japan made sure they got as high as they could go. You know, they didn't make, you know. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that Japan is a place that, although was difficult and challenging for me, and, you know, but ultimately I did want to learn that, but I wanted to also be myself because I had a message for Japanese people is that, you know, that part of you that probably doesn't have confidence and thinks that you're small, you know, it's like, that's probably why you stay humble and you go high, you know, but now, you know, and I think you've earned it to have a person like me give you my point of view of you Japanese people and know that not only do you have what it takes to conquer, but through me and the way I see things, when I give you my point of view and my angle, and I show you the people, you know, my world. See, my world for Japanese people is a portal at their disposal that as soon as they get in it, they are no longer foreigners. They are like home, and it's not that they are in Japan, but what we create is home. You know, and it's like I've loved people, always loved people, and I've run into problems with that because, you know, there's this way that you do want to be close to people, but then you create jealousy. They want like a loyalty. But I'm finding a way that I can create the highest love and the highest loyalty of one that I made. And that's why I've been out of touch with people, because until I have this bridge that I'm creating right now, which is volunteer program that's going between universities, okay? But those are just bridges and communicational stepping stones to higher possibilities, but they're step by step, and I am the leader of those steps. And now I will create that step by step of what it's going to take for people who are from foreign countries to come to Japan, but be there in their home, in their zone, ready to be as productive as we communicated digitally, right? So that's it. Our digital world is where we create, you know, the way that no matter what, as long as we eventually meet up, it's the context that you need and you can't find with anybody. Because everybody's a slave, okay? I made choices, okay? But I made priorities. I didn't always choose the one that was gonna make me happiest in the moment. But I did the one that's gonna lead to the ultimate happiness, even though for a while I was doubting it, and it's still doubtful, but today, just, you know, trying to find this angle now when I'm step by step with people, and I'm gonna tell them, hey, I know how you're gonna be the best version of yourself, and it's gonna do with you coming to see me in Japan with people on motorcycles and this river, right? And this whole place I live, right? And people that are waiting to connect to you too. But how through this place you guys are gonna take over shit, right? This is like, you know, Japan, New York connection, because we're all going to New York, baby. We're gonna have this big expo like you'd have it at Jacob Javits Center, but locally at Sullivan County, New York, in my hometown at the new casino they're building. And my college in New York is going to be down with it too. See, I've worked at colleges. I know what they want. And they just need people. And I know these businesses we know what they want. Anyway, people, look. Hopefully, you're going to be getting on this website, because I'm also asking for this money for this digital share platform. And that's going to be the baby that takes us anywhere. However, RaymondEnglishExchange.com, you go check it out. And you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, people. Peace.